Hello everybody, Mitzi Cruz here, host of Lincoln Live. Today we are live with Casey Johnson here at the Lincoln Community Preschool. Super excited to learn more about this incredible Lincoln Preschool that I know a lot of you are just very excited about and in love with. So first of all, I just want to thank you, Casey, for joining us.
Absolutely.
And can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. And so my name is Casey Johnson, like you said. This is actually a mother-daughter owned business. I own it with my mom, otherwise known as Teacher Debbie. And so about a year ago, this great opportunity came up where we were both in a great spot with our careers. I had just graduated with my master's and she just left the Department of Education, and we knew we wanted to do something together in the community. And so this opportunity arose where the facility was for sale, and so we were able to purchase the facility and renovate it and kind of make it our own. And now here we are a year later, and we're just as excited as ever to continue this journey with the community.
So tell everybody where you're located.
Yeah, so we are kind of kitty corner to First Street Elementary. So we're at First Street and O. And so it's a great spot. It's right off of Lincoln Boulevard, easy to get to. And it's over by the Auburn Ravine, which is nice. We have all the wild peacocks, which are fun. They make lots of noise. The kids yell back at them. It's a fun little thing. And some of the kids call us the Peacock School, which is a little fun too. So, yeah.
So what ages are you serving?
So our preschool program is ages 2 to 6. And then we also offer a Friday playtime for toddlers. And so that's, walking toddlers until age 2.
Okay. All right. And so I understand that we were talking off camera and we were talking about the program that you offer here. So can you tell us more about the structure of your school?
Yeah. So our preschool program is Monday through Thursday. We have a morning session from 9 to 12 and then an afternoon session from 1 to 4. We serve a snack during that time. We are vegan, gluten-free, we're allergen-free, so we don't serve dairy, egg, tree nuts, kind of any allergen. We just keep it out of the building. The children are here for 3 hours. They get fruit and vegetable, and lots of water, and then they go home, have lunch, and then kind of have some downtime with mom or dad. So it's a great way to expose children to new foods, and they see their peers eating fruits and vegetables, and they get excited and want to try it too. And so it's a great way to kind of include all children into the school. So
Sure.
Yeah.
So walk us through a typical day for your students.
Yeah, so we are play-based, and so the children come in, the first thing they do is they wash their hands. We are eco-healthy certified, so we use single-use washcloths with the children, child-safe cleaners. We don't use anything that's toxic. It's mostly like the Honest brand or 7th generation.
Sure.
And so then the children go into free play and they can choose. Do they want to play inside? Do they want to play outside? How long do they want to work on an activity for? And they can be, in the sandbox for 3 hours, which is great because sometimes children need that amount of time to really focus on what they want to do. And then we have snack right in the middle of the day, so at 10:30 in the morning or 2:30 for the afternoon class. And again, that's a great opportunity for the children to kind of sit down family style and serve themselves. We use real glass dishes, so they practice using glass cups and glass plates and being careful with pouring their own water and getting their own food and selecting how much food they want. And then they clear their dishes afterwards, and then again get to choose back into that free play.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so I would assume they're probably not here long enough to nap, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a 3-hour day, and then they can kind of go home, have lunch, and nap at home.
Sure.
Kind of a thing. So, and some children nap and some don't, so it's a great flexibility for that other part of the day.
So do they have to be potty trained in order to come to the school?
No, we accept all children. So regardless of whether they're at developmentally, we have children at all different levels of learning. So we'll support any child where they're at and work with the family to see what goals they have to support those goals here in the classroom.
Gotcha. So we were talking offline, and so you'd mentioned that this is a privately funded. However, you guys do accept some forms of PCOE and things like that.
Yeah, PCOE, we're a homeschool vendor as well. And so the great thing about California is we have all these other opportunities outside of the traditional school. So, kindergarten is optional in the state of California, and then also the homeschool vouchers start at TK. So we can accept TK and K vouchers, and we go up until entry into first grade. So until the child's enrolled in first grade, they can stay here, which is a great opportunity opportunity.
So you just said something that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So kindergarten is optional?
Yeah, kindergarten is not
What?
required in California.
No way. I had no idea.
Yeah. And it's not, some children aren't ready for kindergarten. That's
Sure.
okay. You can go straight into first grade. I had lots of friends growing up choose that. And so it's really based on each family. I think that's the great thing about it is each family can choose the right path for them and their child.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how many children does this facility support?
So we are so new, so we just started a year ago, but we like keeping a class size small because that's important for the children. So right now each class size is about a dozen in each class, yeah. And then we have 2 teachers, and then there's also parent volunteers that will come on different days. So we really maintain a nice 1-to-5 ratio in a small class size, so children really have that independence of space to learn, because children need time and space in their play, and so we really want to make sure we give that fully to the children.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us, because there's obviously a lot of options when it
Yes.
comes to preschool, and it's a very important thing for families to really research and find the right fit. So what makes your school different?
So one thing is we are play-based, which is a little bit different. Some schools are a little bit more structured, where they have things throughout the routine. You're inside for this amount of time, you're outside for that amount of time. Or we just leave the door open, and the children can free flow from inside and outside and choose where they want to be, where they want to go. And there's always a teacher in both areas. Also, something that sets us apart is our background and our education. Like I said before, I have my master's degree in human development. Teacher Debbie was the director of early learning for the state of California,
Wow.
Which is the highest position in child development in the state before going to Washington, D.C. And she brings over 30 years of experience, and I have over 10. And most classrooms, they'll have a teacher that has an AA degree, or maybe they have somebody who's a little bit younger. And so having the experience of both of us in the classroom working directly with the children and families, we're able to use tools such as there's a tool called a DRDP, which is a developmental profile from early infancy to kinder readiness. And so we track children along that continuum. We have an app that we share with parents, and they can see our daily observations and really make that connection from play to learning, because even though the children are playing, they're still learning. So we're able to track their learning and development within that tool. So.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
one of the things that you mentioned was children that might have additional needs, really catering to that. So do you have any children, like IEPs or?
Yeah, we support all children. We have
Wow.
children that have IEPs, or if they're under 3, it's an IFSP, just a little bit different, but very similar, which is really great. We have a gross motor room right behind us. We'll see that in the tour, but it's a great space where children can do a lot of sensory play. There's a crash pad, a sensory swing, a rock wall, and so children who need that, that big physical play have that opportunity. And that actually, all that equipment came from a special needs facility. So,
perfect.
So it's great for all children. Our sandbox, again, is oversized. It's a great sandbox. It's actually the cleanest and most sanitary sand you can get. It's from Santa Cruz Beach.
Oh.
And so there's a company that will sift it and put it through a kiln and sanitize it, and then they bring it and deliver it to you. It's the official beach volleyball sand.
Oh, okay.
And so it's the sand that the beach volleyball players bring with them everywhere they go. And I grew up playing volleyball, so that's something that I was always into, and was important to me to have really good quality sand. Otherwise, you get all that dust in your eyes and everything else. So when we take a look outside, you'll see the huge sandbox with 16 tons of sand in it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So there's lots of opportunities for the children to be in different spaces and choose, where they want to be. And so regardless of if they're working with language or sensory or whatever kind of development they're in, they're able to be where they need to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how many teachers do you have now?
So it's Teacher Debbie and I. So it's
Okay.
the 2 of us, and then we also have parent volunteers as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. And how much space do you have? Because I'm sure there's parents watching saying, this sounds great.
Yeah.
Perfect for my kid. Do you have
so the
openings?
facility is 2,500 square feet, and then the whole building itself is about a third of an acre. So we have a great outside yard. And we do have openings for new families and stuff to come. So feel free to give us a call. We will have some tours. We have some special summer activities that we're doing on Fridays where the older sibling can come with the younger sibling because they're out of school. So there's lots of fun new things always happening. So follow us on Facebook and you can see those new things.
Perfect. And that's Lincoln Community Preschool on Facebook?
Yeah, so if you go to facebook.com/Lincoln Community Preschool, you can also follow us on Instagram, and our website is lincolncommunitypreschool.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know you guys are excited. You want to see the raffle prize? First things first, we're going to take a little tour of the school. So if you would just bear with us.
I'll just carry it.
Okay.
So be very fair with us.
Yeah. So as you guys know, we are tethered. It's our super high-tech technology. So why don't you give us the tour?
Yeah, so we are currently in the preschool room. The preschool room is divided into different areas. So behind me here, we have our housekeeping area. We have this fun little checkout stand that we have out right now. The kids call it Target because it's red, and Target's in Lincoln and is in the children's lives, so It's a lot of fun. And then behind me over here, we have our library and our quiet area. And so it's really important for children to have a space where they need to take a break or read a story or kind of have some more downtime. We just did a trip to the zoo over spring break, and so we brought back a whole bunch of fun zoo animals and zoo books, and the children have just been having a ton of fun with that.
So definitely show everybody the menu. I just think that is awesome.
Yeah, so we have, again, like I said, we pretty much serve a fruit and a vegetable and then always water every day. And so, blueberries and tomatoes. Yesterday we had pineapple and green beans. So it's a lot of things that are in season and things that the children like, but also pairing them with maybe something that's new too. So
I have to tell you, it's funny. My 2.5-year-old attends preschool, and she will not eat strawberries at home, but she will eat strawberries at preschool.
Yeah.
Isn't that the funniest thing?
They really pick up on what their peers are doing.
Right.
So even the way they eat the apple, maybe a peer's not eating the skin, and then somebody who likes the skin won't eat the skin that day just because they're seeing that their peer is doing that.
Right.
And so it's a kind of a great opportunity for children who might not like blueberries and tomatoes to see their peer eating blueberries and tomatoes and maybe try them.
Right.
Where at home, it's somebody telling them to do it, so they don't want to do it, versus it being their idea and watching their peers do it.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, so would you like to lead us on?
Yeah, so right over here we have some our science area. We do have live fish here at the school, which is fun. So we always bring out different things on the table. Right now we have out some seashells, but we always rotate it with different collection of natural objects and things.
I love that. I've never seen the fish on the wall like that before.
It's great because you really get a good 180 view of the fish, and the children are able to see underneath it and to the side, and so at all different heights the children are able to experience the fish.
And do they get to help feed the fish?
Yeah, we feed them every morning.
Oh,
yes.
Awesome. So Andra, you want to come carefully around the chairs here? And look at that book. That is great. So what is a scientist? So kids can thumb through the books and read and just really learn what it means to really delve into the science, and then they can back it with the play.
Yeah, again, we're growing a tomato right now. So
that is
or
awesome.
A potato, not tomato, a potato. See, we had tomatoes today. And then we always have different activities on the tables, and then lots of art. The children love art and experiencing. Yes. Again, we have Play-Doh. We use rice flour in our Play-Doh instead of regular flour because, again, regular flour has gluten.
Right.
And so the rice flour is a lot of fun because if you squish it all the way down, you can almost feel kind of the little tiny particles of the rice.
Really?
Yeah, so the children love it.
That is awesome.
And then we have a huge oversized block area or construction zone, as you see the sign up there. And blocks are really great for children at all ages, and really able to explore and dive in, to their own, creativity with their peers. So and you see we have books everywhere. We have books about trains with the trains here. Obviously, we hear the train from here, so the trains are really important.
Yes.
The children love trains, so anytime we can read a book about a train or build something with the trains, the kids are all in.
Oh, and I am seeing a perspective I don't ordinarily get to see because I'm usually in front of the camera, so I see all of the love that everybody who's watching is sending. Really cool. I'm really glad that you guys are getting to see this wonderful organization. And, you know, again, we're very interactive here at Lincoln Live, so we appreciate your questions, comments. Definitely, if there's something that Casey could answer for you, please go ahead and type that in the comments, and we will go ahead and get her your questions answered rather in real time.
So what you're looking at now is our sink. Our sink is low. It's 22 inches off the ground. It's really important for us to promote self-help skills so children can independently use the sink. And then again, right there you're seeing the washcloths. So we use a single-use washcloths instead of paper towels.
Yes, that's better for the environment and children.
Yeah, and children need to learn, that things get washed and reused and repurposed. So that whole recycle is a lot of fun there too.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody has noticed down below the floors, these are actually cement floors. And I spent all last summer painting them by hand.
Wow.
And we were remodeling. We ripped out the carpets and the linoleum and we kept it cement because cement is hyperallergenic, and so it repels the dirt. So it's really easy to clean, it's easy to make a mess on, but then it doesn't hold anything into it.
Perfect. So did you use like a sponge, or how did you get that
so actually what I used are the banned plastic bags. The old ones are super thin because the sponge held too much paint.
Oh, sure.
So this way it held just enough to where you can kind of tap it on.
Yeah.
But it's the bags that you can't find anymore, the old school ones that are banned. But if you ever need to redo cement floors, I recommend it because it hides if there's a blemish or anything like that within the cement, because I know it's really hard to do a single color, which is why we have the mix here. But it's a great place for the children to kind of make a mess, and it's okay because it'll clean up because it's cement.
Yeah. So in the winter, do the floors get a little chilly, or?
No, I mean, we have the heater on, and there's plenty of carpets everywhere.
Sure.
And then the children can choose if they want to wear their shoes or not.
Okay.
So that's an option. Sometimes the kids walk in, and the first thing they do is take off their shoes, and so they can feel it on their feet. And if it is too cold, they can put their shoes back on, or whatever the case may be. But we do keep the temperature nice inside, and then if they want to go outside, usually it's cement outside that varies more with the temperature.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so would you like to show us your outside space?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay. Oh, very nice.
So as you can see, we have this great play structure with 3 different slides. So the blue side is actually kind of a rock wall. So the children going down call it a bumpy slide, and the children going up call it a rock wall. So again, it's based on your perspective, and so it's a great place for the children to climb and explore. We have this weaving over here on the fence, so the children can practice weaving. We have this awesome wind garden, so as it gets windy, the children can run through all the ribbon.
So I see 2 questions. So Julie asks, what are the hours and costs for 3 hours of preschool?
So we have the morning preschool from 9 to 12 and the afternoon from 1 to 4.
Yes.
And we offer it 1, 2, 3, or 4 days a week.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of flexibility. The parents can choose how many days they want to come, and it starts at $140 a month.
Got it.
And then the pricing for the other days are all on the website as well. So the 2 days a week is $260, the 3 days a week is $340, and the 4 days a week is $425. And again, those are monthly tuitions.
And Victoria asked, how young do you take the children?
So our preschool program starts at age 2. So it's the day of their 2nd birthday, they can start.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have the toddler program on Friday. So the toddler program is a great opportunity for children who are not quite 2 to kind of explore the environment and be here with their adults, whether it's a parent, we have grandparents, aunts, uncles, and so they kind of stay here with the child on the Friday and go through the same routine. They use the toddler class on the other side that we'll see, and they have snacks still, so they kind of go through the routine, and then once they turn 2, then it makes that transition to preschool a little bit easier.
Absolutely. All right.
So again, you can see the sandbox over there. We keep it covered with the shade for the summer. In the back there, we have kind of a makeshift well, if you will. So we have the pump, and the children can pump out water from the barrel. It's on a deck, so children can easily access it.
Yeah, that is a big sandbox, Michael.
Yeah. There's 16 tons of sand, so no competition of space there. There's lots of sand, and we've yet to dig to the bottom of it. So that's still something that children are working on. And then we actually have some chickens back there.
Oh, nice.
So we raised them. They were when they were young. We had them inside with a heating pad, and so the children were able to hold them inside. And we had them in the brooder, and then we just recently brought them outside, and so we have them outside here in the coop. And again, the children feed and water them every day, so it's a great way for them to learn about the natural environment.
So do they lay?
No, they're still really young.
But they will.
They will in the fall, probably. Yeah.
Very cool.
And then we have the mud kitchen. We have a garden that we've been working on with the children. So we have these hay bales that we actually used in the downtown Lincoln Scarecrow competition that we participated in.
Yeah.
And so we kept the hay bales and we planted peas and all sorts of vegetables in there. We have vegetables growing in the garden, and it's something that we are transforming with the children. So we purposefully didn't make it look all pretty on day one because we wanted it to be something that the children were able to be a part of as well.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so where to now?
We can go in this other door and go check out the gross motor room.
Okay.
Oh, and I have to show you over here. This is our airplane, and it's a teeter-totter, so the children are able to sit on it, and it moves back and forth because, again, we have the airport here.
Sure.
And so we get all sorts of planes that fly overhead, and the children just go crazy for the airplanes.
Oh, I love that. That is wonderful.
I love how there's everything that represents Lincoln.
Exactly, and that's something that was important to us was, children want to have experiences that are important to them and that they know. And so putting these things out here that they recognize and they know right away what it is.
Yeah, and so right off the bat we come in and I see some, that gadget there, the swinging chair. What's that actually called?
A sensory swing. It swings in all the 360.
Yes.
And again, this came from a facility that was for children with special needs. So,
yes.
It's actually designed to be used with a caregiver, so it holds 500 pounds, believe it or not, that swing. So you could get on there if you wanted to.
Okay, as soon as the video's over, I will.
Yeah. Take a little swing.
Yeah.
And then we have this climbing rock wall here. We have this great crash pad. So this is and here is the foam that you would see like at a gymnastics place.
Oh, sure.
And so the kids can throw their bodies in there. We have wool balls that the children like to throw around too, which is a lot of fun. It actually came from Teacher Debbie made them from her sheep at her house. So those are a lot of fun to play with. And you can see the children can rock with their bodies. Sometimes they lay on it and they say, I'm surfing or I'm skating. And then they can flip it over and it could be a bridge or whatever they want it to be.
And
Very
these
cool.
pads are really thick. Like my foot's.
Yeah, these pads are rated for a 5-foot fall. So, yeah. Yeah, they're not the typical thin that you would see in a play area.
Right.
They're the big, thick karate mats.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so what area are we entering now?
So this is the area that you would typically walk into first. So this is our entry area here. And so we have the sign-in book for the parents and then some memorabilia from our last year. So, we were recognized by the Assembly and the Senate. We also last year, for our first year in business, won the new Lincoln Business of the Year Award, which is a lot of fun. You can see it here is actually created by high school students.
I remember, yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously up here, we have our degrees and stuff on the wall. We do have a privacy screen that we can pull over in front of the bench area because we do have some breastfeeding parents.
Of course.
And so we can pull that over for the moms to have a little bit of privacy.
Yes, I love that. That's awesome. And so what's this area here?
So now we're going to go in the toddler room. And if I want to show right behind you here, we are a certified schoolyard habitat. So we provide food, water, cover, and a place to raise young for animals.
Oh, that is
So that was something that we were excited to get.
Yeah, definitely. So so
there's a big checklist, and you actually have to have it done by a parent, and a parent goes and checks all your areas and makes sure that you provide all those things.
Yeah.
And, so you submit your documentation, and then they double check it, and if everything comes out, then you get the certificate. So
perfect.
Yeah.
And so how did the wildlife know? I was going to ask what sounds like a really silly question. So how does that how does it help our wildlife?
Yeah, so you can see in our yard, we had lots of natural things. So we have pots everywhere with different flowers. We actually have the peacocks will fly over in the morning and will eat the flowers out of the pots and stuff. And they're really interested in the chickens. So they like to go hang out with the chickens and look around at the chickens. So it's a lot of fun. So we welcome the animals.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a great fence, and so the animals that we don't want stay out, but then the birds and stuff fly over.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for the children to experience nature without having to necessarily go on a field trip to the zoo or something.
Sure, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, well, let's come into this space here. So this is the room that we use on Fridays for our toddler program. We have a kitchen there where we prepare our snack. And so this is a great area. It's a little bit more simple. It has a little bit less toys. The toys are a little bit bigger. There's no choking hazards or anything. But this is a great space for the younger ones to come and explore. They have this great loft here, and all of our materials, like the loft, our tables, everything that we use is solid hardwood. So we don't have any particle board because particle board has glue that's actually toxic to children. And so everything is solid hardwood. And it was actually made by the Amish, and so it has a lifetime warranty. It'll never go bad.
Sure.
So we love it. And they have their own little restroom around the corner here. With a changing table and a sink, and again, the first thing they do when they come in is wash their hands, and they have the playtime and snack as well.
Yeah, so you want to show everybody the routine there up on the wall so the kids...
I did.
You did? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So the kids know exactly what is expected and what comes next. So I have a child with special needs. He's on the spectrum, and so, for him, the visual schedules when he was preschool age were super important. Now you wouldn't even know.
Right.
And
it's really important for children to do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
To have that routine, to know what to expect next.
Right.
Instead of having it constantly change or not knowing.
Right. Yeah, this is great. I love what you guys have done. It's a beautiful facility. I know, like I said, there's nothing but wonderful support for you in the community, and
we have awesome families. We really did. We are really lucky in Lincoln because all the families here are so nice and just welcome us with open arms. And this is why we chose Lincoln to have the preschool here, because of the community. And so it's really important to us to support the community. So we sponsored the turkey trot. We're going to be in the 4th of July parade. We did the Christmas parade, and so we do lots of fun activities within the community throughout the year. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us about the raffle prize.
Yeah, so it's in the preschool room. So we have 3 different books in a book bag that we're raffling off. There's a fun book about cooking with an activity guide. And there's another fun book about watermelon, because we're getting into the watermelon season in summer. And so there's a couple great books in there with activities that you can do at home. And it's in a nice little book bag.
Awesome. So you guys know the drill. You want to share this video by noon. Actually, we'll give you till 4 tomorrow because we started late. So share this video by 4 o'clock tomorrow. Comment shared, and then we'll go ahead and do that raffle and let you guys know who the grand prize winner is for this week's Lincoln Live raffle.
Yes.
So yeah. So did you have any final thoughts? Anything else you wanted to share?
Yeah, just feel free to give us a call or a text. Our numbers that we have posted online are also our cell phones, so you can get a hold of us at any time, even on the weekend. So if you have any questions, just feel free to give us a call. You can stop by anytime. We're really easy to get a hold of because we're both the teacher, we're both the director. You don't have to go through hoops and wait on hold for somebody. You just contact us and you have us. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
And did anybody have any final questions?
So Erica did ask if it was are you a vendor with Inspire?
Yes.
Okay. And then someone asked if this was a year-round program.
Yes, we are year-round, so we operate all 12 months. There are a couple weeks off throughout those months, so we're off the 4th of July week, Thanksgiving week, the typical week, so we can come in and really do a deep clean. And also the families need that time to be at home, as well.
Of course. Yeah.
And then just lots of love. They loved the tour. They love your sandbox, your motor room.
The girls' motor room, yeah.
Yeah. And just lots of love.
Okay. Thank you guys.
All right. Well, if nobody has any additional questions, I want to thank you for your time, Casey.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
so great to meet you and see this beautiful school, and just welcome to the Lincoln community. And
Thank you. Yes, we're really excited. Again, this is why we chose Lincoln, because of how great the community is.
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great day, and we will go ahead and tally up your shares, and we will let you guys know who wins the raffle. So good luck, you guys, and have a great evening.